Hi all, today we're going to make meat pies. We're going to need 7 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, 5 tablespoons of milk powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, half a cup of oil, and 2 tablespoons of yeast. So for this recipe, we're going to need 3 cups of water, but for now, we're just going to start off using 2 cups of water. Knead the dough. It's going to be very sticky, but just keep kneading for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once you get the dough to stick together, you can then add the 1 cup of remaining water. Knead the dough for about 5 to 7 minutes. I know that's a lot, but it's going to be worth it. Once the dough isn't as sticky as it was and it becomes into one piece and fluffy like this, then that's the sign for you to stop. Then take a bowl and put in some olive oil and place the dough inside. You're going to cover the dough with plastic and let it set aside for about an hour or 2. You can also place it in the oven and put it on bread proof. In the meantime, we're going to prepare the stuffings, which is tomatoes, cilantro, parsley, and onions. We're going to add in the ground beef and the spices. You can put whatever spices you want. I put in garlic, paprika, cumin, and black pepper. We're going to dump it in there and then a tablespoon of tomato paste, and we're just going to make sure we mix everything very well together. So I decided to also make some za'atar pies. We're going to need 3 tablespoons of za'atar, and we're going to drench it in olive oil. Make sure you put a good amount of olive oil because you don't want it to be too dry. We want it to be pasty. Some salt and black pepper, and then we're going to mix it together. Wow, so this is the dough. This has been bread proofing in the oven for about 3 hours. We are going to spray the tray so that the dough doesn't get stuck. Once you make the balls, just make sure you put olive oils on your hand so that the dough doesn't get too sticky. So here you just make little balls. Make sure you flatten out each piece of ball because in the center is where you're going to place all the stuffings. Once you have completed that, take the stuffing and put it right in the center. Don't be cheap because once you start baking them, the meat is going to shrink. So try to fill it up as much as you possibly can. Once that's all done, you can then place it in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes. So here we have the za'atar tray. You're going to put a good amount of za'atar in the center of each piece of dough. You can add some salty cheese, feta cheese, goat cheese, whatever type of cheese you want. Place them in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes. These are honestly the most tastiest za'atar and meat pies I've ever had. Honestly, they're so simple and easy to make. You can top them over with some olive oil just to make them a little bit more tastier. And here are the meat pies. They are looking so good. These are nice and crispy. You can make them as an appetizer or even a dish. Serve them to your guests. Make them for your family. I really do hope you like the recipe and take care. Bye-bye.